Welcome. In this video, we will continue to explore the practice of metta or loving kindness. This time, the focus will be on directing loving kindness outward, toward those we might not consider to be a part of ourselves. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of metta, consider checking out the first video in this playlist, link in the description, as it can serve as an introduction to understanding what is meant by the term loving kindness. The practice explored in this video can serve either as a direct follow-up to the second video in this playlist that explores turning metta inward, or as an alternative entry point to a loving kindness practice. If, for example, the mind is struggling to direct loving care inward, the following practice might serve as an easier point of entry for the recognition and cultivation of metta. As with the last video, this guided session is intended for beginners, and so will include more instruction than silence. However, based on recent feedback, the next video in this playlist will be a guided metta meditation, including extended periods of silence and minimal instruction, with the intention of helping to provide people with the space to practice and explore what they've learned so far. I will now invite you to take part in a guided metta meditation. Please consider everything that I say to be a suggestion for you to engage with only if you feel open to it. If you're not there already, consider getting into a comfortable seated position. Sitting upright with a straight back is recommended to avoid falling asleep, but it is not necessary for the practice. Your eyes may be either open or closed, whichever is your current preference. If you'd like, take a few deep breaths. See if the mind can bring to attention someone for whom it is easy for you to feel caring emotions toward, such as a loved one or someone who has greatly helped you in the past. This person might be a parent or guardian, teacher, or some other helpful influence in your life. They do not need to be someone that knows you personally. They need not even be human. They could be a dog or a cat, for example. Loving kindness can be felt for beings of a great variety of forms. Once there is someone in mind, begin sending them well wishes, noticing the emotional experience in the mind as this is unfolding. When choosing the words for your well wishes, should you use any, choose those that most authentically reflect the intention of loving care in your mind. It is not necessary that you repeat any words if that does not feel authentic for you. Loving kindness meditation can be practiced and well wishes wished without any repetition or even any words at all, without one way being necessarily better than the other. Since words can be helpful in communicating the practice, I will continue to rely on them for now. If words are being repeated, such as those I will provide soon for the sake of example, the intention is not for them to serve as affirmations. The mind already has both the capacity and the ability to experience loving kindness. The words are intended as mere signposts, serving to help orient attention toward our intrinsic sense of loving care. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be free from suffering. Those who struggled with recognizing loving care directed inward might notice that it is sometimes easier to direct it toward those we love or those who have helped us. We will now do our best to carry that same intention of loving kindness forward as we think about a range of other beings. Please do not feel any pressure to rush through these stages. Instead, consider going through them at your own pace, moving forward only when you are ready to do so. From those that we feel metta for most easily, we will then direct our loving kindness intention toward others for whom we typically find it easy, but perhaps less so, to feel loving care for. These could be family members or friends more generally. For example, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be free from suffering. Now, see if you can do your best to extend those feelings to people for whom you have more neutral feelings towards. These could be coworkers, classmates, or even strangers, for example. Those who we would typically not think twice about, if not for an exercise such as this. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. The next, and perhaps the most difficult stage, is to direct these feelings of loving kindness towards those we feel more negatively toward. Those who we find draining, or even people we consider our enemies. Remember, there's no hurry to move through the stages. Take them at your own pace. If one stage is proving too difficult for you at this time, it is perfectly acceptable to put it down and to try getting back to it later, perhaps spending more time with the previous stages first. If there is someone for whom you are struggling to direct your loving kindness toward, it might be helpful to consider that were they happy, peaceful, and free from suffering, they would likely not be causing harm or discomfort in the first place. In many ways, they are the most in need of our good intentions. See if you can direct your loving care even toward your enemies. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. Feeling loving kindness for one who has harmed us is no easy feat and is likely a step that will take time to make progress with. The final stage of the practice considered today will be to direct metta toward all beings everywhere. Do your best to bring to mind all sentient life throughout the world. May you all be happy. May you all be peaceful. May you all be free from suffering. Okay. Thank you very much for taking some of your valuable time to practice loving kindness. I will now leave you with some closing thoughts and a takeaway experiment. Know that loving kindness is almost always available to be practiced by us, whether we are on an intensive retreat, sitting at home, walking down the street, or even commuting to work. This practice can allow us to radically change how we engage in relationships with those who share this world with us. As an exercise in taking your metta practice out into the world, see if the next time you are in a public space, you can take a moment to send well wishes to all those around you, whether you're shopping at a market or driving through traffic. When practicing at times such as those, we can often notice an immediate and significant shift in our mental state as we become more present, connected, and compassionate. The implications of this practice are powerful and far-reaching. By cultivating metta within ourselves, we can learn that our positive attitudes toward others are not dependent on their conditioning, but our own. It is for this reason that this unconditionally loving quality of metta is precisely what can protect us from unwholesome feelings such as annoyance, rage, or ill will in a way that the more typical attachment through desire is unable to. We can free ourselves from these negative emotional states, from our suffering, by training ourselves to open up to the moments of pure bliss that are states of metta. Thank you.